Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, painful_purpose. And for those of you that are just joining for the first time, welcome. And thank you first and foremost, guys, all of you that have watched my previous vlogs, starting from the introductory vlog that I released, so the first one, and then the following vlogs, including the testimony vlogs. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys, and it's just so encouraging to see. And even not even just me getting encouraging messages, but even Natalie mentioned to me that one of her friends were encouraged by the video, so I'm so thankful that you were encouraged by it. If you're watching, Natalie's friend, I don't actually know what your name is, but I'm so grateful that you were, and I know that that I felt blessed by it, so I hope you guys were blessed by Natalie's testimony, which was officially, it was the last video, but this vlog will be on the vlog video that was before Natalie's testimony, so we're just continuing. And if you haven't, then you should go and watch that one, which would be linked below in the description box, so that you'll understand where this one is starting from. So let's start with this vlog. Finishing first year with a first class overall for my first year. So let's like fast forward, and now I'm on my summer break. So in like from, I can't remember, oh, you break up in May and then you go back in September. Yeah, so so we're starting back from when I'm on holiday. I was on summer holiday or summer break. And for this, me and my family actually went to Canada to see my dad's dad, and also my mum has family there too, but we were staying with my dad's dad, so my paternal granddad, yeah. But yeah, so we were staying with him, and this bit's gonna sound a bit weird, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it will make sense when I tell you the rest of it, so just keep listening. But so my granddad actually has laminated floors. So I don't know if they're actually laminated or just wooden, but very like slippery, if that makes sense. And every morning, so I would like cream my feet, and then I'd put slippers on to go up and down the stairs to stop myself from slipping. Well, I think that's why I was putting it on, I can't remember. And then the one time I decided to cream my feet and not to put slippers on was, well, before I even tell you what happened, for those of you that know, I'm really clumsy, so you probably know where this is going. But for those of you that don't know how clumsy I am very clumsy, as you will see, and as I continue the story. So I was walking down the stairs, and I nearly made it all the way, guys, all the way. And on I think it was the second to last step before I reached like the landing on the bottom floor, I slipped. And usually if you slip down the stairs, you kind of get over it, like, oh yeah, it hurts for a little bit. Not with me, not with me. I ended up hitting the back of my ankle, and I think they said something about my tendon was damaged or something like that. And to make matters worse, my leg actually was swollen like a balloon, so the rest of my holiday was ruined. So I didn't have much fun, I couldn't really walk on it. And then what makes it even worse, when I got back to England, yeah, I ended up on crutches. So kind of, this is kind of extending like past what I'm going to talk about today, but I ended up being on crutches for about 6 months. Yeah, so as I said, very clumsy. But yeah, so okay, and now I'm going to explain why this makes sense. So once we had gotten back to England, I decided, you know what, my relationship with God is going well. Like when we were in Canada, we were going to the Adventist church there, and because at this point now, my 2 younger sisters had now started going to Adventist church with my older sister, who started first going. And so we all went to the Adventist church there, and it was a real blessing. It was so nice to see an Adventist church in a different country. So when we came back, I was like, you know what, I'm making the decision, God, I'm going to be baptized. And I was so excited for it. But that's when the enemy starts to work, because first of all, when we got back and I said I wanted to be baptized, the earliest I could be baptized was in September, because there was someone else that was being baptized, and the time when they were going to open the pool, so to be baptized in, was in September. But we had just come back from Canada, and my mum was starting work, I think, the week after the 10th of September is when I was planning to be baptized. And my mum, I love her to bits, but she can be very stubborn. So I said to her, Mum, I really want to be baptized. And she was like, well, then I won't be coming if you're doing it on this 10th of September. Can't you do it later? Because we've just come back from Canada and I want to get myself ready for work. Which makes sense. But I was like, Mum, please, this is a really big decision. And let's just say there was a lot of back and forth with my mum. And to the point that I thought, you know what, she's not going to come. And it hurt to know that she probably wouldn't come to one of the biggest decisions that I was making. And one of the times where I really wanted my mum to be there to experience it with me. But it came to the point where I had to kind of be like, you know what, even if my mum can't come, I love her to bits, but I love God even more. And I'm going to get baptized because I don't want to put it off and then I never end up getting baptized. So that was the first thing. And that, even in that in itself, trying to think of doing that was very tough for me, because I like my mum to be at everything, and especially this, which was such a big deal for me. And then what made it worse is that I was on crutches, as I said. So I was like, oh my gosh, how is this going to work? How am I going to actually get into the pool? Am I going to be in a lot of pain? Because up until this time I had been in a lot of pain on the crutches, as I said. And what I forgot to mention is that when I hurt my ankle, I was very silly and I didn't get it checked out properly. But instead, Chelsea thought, well, it's such a good idea to go and walk on it. So guess what I did, guys? I walked on my foot until the point where I told you it swelled like a balloon. But yeah, so going back now to where we were. So I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go and be baptized on crutches. And then on top of that, my some of my family and people that were closest to me were kind of mocking me for the fact that I wanted to be baptized. Even saying comments such as, oh, couldn't you just get dunked in your bath instead of being baptized? Why'd you have to be baptized like that? And making jokes about it. And to be honest, I had come across this kind of like mocking before with my family, which does hurt because they're my family. And I kind of was like, oh. So, and I started to feel like really upset, because I'm like, wow, these are people that are closest to me, and I'm having problems and situations with them. So, and then, as I said, and then other stuff were running in my mind. I was like, maybe it's not time to be baptized. I don't feel ready. And the enemy was whispering to me, oh, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, you're not perfect yet, you can't get baptized yet, you still do this wrong, you still do that wrong, or you even keeping Sabbath right. And all of this stuff was playing in my head. And I was like, you know what, God, I really don't think I can do this. I love you so much, God, and my relationship is flourishing with you, but this is too much. Like, there's so much opposition for something that I would think was such a good thing to do. But and I spoke to the pastor of Preston Church about this, and he said, think about if you're actually ready to be baptized. And at first I didn't understand this question. I was like, of course I'm ready to be baptized. I wouldn't have said so if I wasn't. But then I thought, Chelsea, if you're going to let people mocking you and other factors play a part, then are you ready to get baptized? And I was wrestling with God a lot on this, and I was like, God, like, come on, please, God, speak to me. I'm really struggling here. And I know there were numerous times before the baptismal was scheduled for that I was actually crying to myself, because I was like, this feels like one of the best decisions I could make, but it's becoming one of the hardest. And I was constantly battling within myself and then with God in prayer. And eventually I was like, you know what, God, I love you and I'm trying to do this right, so I'm going to be baptized. No matter amid all the mocking, amid if my mum can come or not, I love her and I would love for her to come, but I need to do this. And praise be to God, because my mum ended up coming, so he softened her heart. She ended up coming. I was so happy about that. That was great already. To be honest, like, the mocking was still going on, but for my baptism, all of my family members, including some of those that were mocking at first, did end up coming, even though they didn't fully understand it. My family are very supportive, and like, they will come to things that you've invited them to, so they came. And also, my auntie was going to be baptized on the same day as me, so I loved that. And my uncle, well, he's not my uncle, he's my cousin, but I call him Uncle Kevin. He was going to do he was going to baptize me and my auntie. But even though all of this good stuff was happening, the enemy wasn't giving up then. He just kept putting stuff in my head, and it constantly kept being, Chelsea, you're not ready, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you still do this, you still do that, you're a sinner, you're this, you're that. And all of like stuff that I had done in my past, even before in the testimony vlog that I said before, which you can see below, be linked below. Yeah, it was kind of, all of that was coming back into remembrance, and I was like, wow. But I was like, okay, I kept having to pray to God, because I had to keep saying, no, this is not true. Chelsea, yes, you're a sinner, you're not perfect, but that's what Jesus died for. Jesus died for you. This is your chance to show everyone that you're being serious about following Jesus. So eventually I was still having this, even to the day of the baptism, I was still having these kind of thoughts. But seeing everyone there, including my granddad, who at this point I actually now started living with, it was one of the best days ever. Some of my best friends in church, so including Natalie, who had testimony vlog, which I'll also link below this video in the description box. And it was just such an amazing day. I felt so overwhelmed with joy. And what made me, like, my heart melt is that my granddad was so happy because my auntie was getting baptized, and he used to say that she was the furthest away from going to church. He never thought he would see the day where she came and she was baptized. She was a church member, and he was so happy. And to see my granddad, he wasn't crying or anything, but I knew he was emotional. And to see that, like, my heart was just, oh, it was overflowed with joy. It was such an amazing day. Everything was just going well. But then again, I said, as I always say, Satan always comes back, because I actually, after I had been baptized, so after like the immersion in water, and I came up, I dried, I changed into my dress, and I will put the pictures, you can see the pictures here of my baptism. So as you saw those pictures of my baptism, so even after I had been baptized, still whilst we were in church, and everyone was just like singing and happy and everything, one of my family members wasn't so forthcoming, I guess, with the whole baptism all, and they kind of said, well, I basically think, why would you do that? Just, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it kind of put a dampened I think that's the word, dampened the mood. But I was like, you know what, I'm so thankful that I have God, and that he has allowed me to be baptized, even on crutches. It was actually funny to be baptized, because I had to walk with the crutches, and then Natalie's older brother helped me get into the pool to be baptized. So it was quite eventful, even before baptism, even before the immersion. But yeah, so I just kind of had to just put that out of my head. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy this time. And I am just so thankful for the way God came through for me. And when I was thinking about what verse this kind of brings to mind, like this whole situation with baptism, I thought of Deuteronomy 31 verse 6, and it says, "Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, he is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you." And the reason why I love this verse, and just to encourage you guys, is that sometimes we're going to make decisions that God is involved in. He has told us to follow this path, and you are going to be mocked for it. Jesus himself was mocked, and he's the Son of God. And there's going to be stuff that people don't understand, which might be the reason why they mock. As this verse says, God will never leave us nor forsake us. Unfortunately, because we are only human, we do let each other down, and sometimes the way that we react is not the way that we should. And as I said, like, my family members, they came and supported, but at the beginning it was hard because I felt like I was being constantly mocked, and it was very hard because you feel like you're kind of pushed in a corner. But just knowing that God is there, just know that you can go through anything, because he is there. He will never leave you. He will never forsake you. I just pray that you understand this, that God is there, guys. He is never going to leave you. And I just pray that wherever he brings you to, that you just trust him. Trust that he's going to make you come out on top. Even if it's not on top the way the world expects, it'll be on top in the way that God wants you to be. So I hope you guys were blessed by this, and that you were encouraged by this verse. And I hope that you guys will join me for the next vlog video. And as I said before, in previous vlogs, in my previous vlog videos, if you do have a testimony to share, it could be about something like this, where you've been in a situation where you were mocked for something, people didn't understand, you felt like you were backed in a corner, you felt like you were alone. If you have a testimony to share, that I would love to hear. If you have a testimony of any kind, I would love to hear it, and to be able to share it on this platform, whether that be in video form like Natalie and Rianne did, and which you can see in previous my previous vlog videos and the testimonies that were sent, so that I've posted. And or it could be a direct message to my Instagram, or a message to my email account, and both of those will be linked in the description box below, so my Instagram account and my email address. And if you guys want to stay anonymous, that is completely fine. I will not mention your name. I will share the testimony with others if that is what you would want me to do, and then I won't mention your name. But I do encourage you, please, to send and share your testimonies, because there may be stuff that I haven't gone through, that you have gone through, that someone else is going through, and they just need encouragement. That's what I want. As I've said in a previous vlog, that's what this channel is for, is to encourage one another. And I'm just so thankful to God for the way that he is using me, and I pray that you guys are blessed, and that when you share your testimonies, that other people will be blessed by them too. So as I always say, please like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell so that you can be updated on upcoming vlog videos. But that's it for now, and I hope you guys are ready for my next vlog video, which is where it starts to get a bit rocky, but you have to stay tuned for that one. Bye guys.